Oh, that's me. Go, Juliet.
I'm Juliet Hope, and I'm the founder and chief executive of Startup. And although it is daunting, I have to say, to be the first person giving the presentation, it's genuinely a real pleasure to be here. I was actually born and went to school in Highgate, so it's very nice to be back here. I was told I could bring a PowerPoint presentation, but in fact I've decided to bring a powerhouse, one of our peer mentors, Janet, who, along with me, we're, I think, hopefully going to give you an insight into the work that we're doing, changing women's lives, and how the Strategic Funding Group could make an impact and help us do it better. The Startup Now for Women project is now in its 6th year, and it's got a very clear aim to reduce reoffending. And this is helping women who've been in prison to come out and find self-employment. And it really helps them not only to get increased self-esteem, but actually get back into the community, and really importantly, get back with their families. They've often got children in care, and we found that self-employment can help them have that flexibility to actually be important to the community and also look after their children. The model has proven to be very successful, and over the last 6 years we've worked with over 1,200 women now, and the 348 who've actually set up their business, we've got an under 5% reoffending rate. In fact, we've only had one woman who's reoffended, and we've had, I think it's up to now, 8 disengaged from their business for a variety of reasons. And if you know what the national figures are, this is good. The funding network has genuinely made an impact. It's not only helped us with funding directly on the delivery over the years, but it's helped us leverage other funds, which is always the absolute problem for charities. So 18 months ago, we were celebrating because we'd actually, as part of the London Women's Consortium, 8 women's charities, we'd actually won part of the Transforming Rehabilitation contract. So this was a government's contract that was going to help smaller charities like ours actually make an impact. I won't go on too much, and I don't know any of you know about the Transforming Rehabilitation contract, but we're still waiting. One of our member charities, brilliant domestic violence charity, has gone under, and we're still waiting, we're still negotiating. They basically come in with a budget that's a quarter of what they agreed, so that's where we are. So, brilliant trustees that we've got, and the startup team just decided, right, what are we going to do this year? So that's on hold, and if the funding comes in, we'll resurrect. So, we were lucky to get some funding for a pilot, and this was, in fact, through Rosa and Rothschild Foundation in the Thames Valley. Young women. And it's always been a focus that we're helping women who've been in prison, but what about trying to break the cycle? What about actually going to the women before they get there? So our pilot Breaking the Cycle kicked off, and again we've been absolutely astounded by the results. 202 we've helped this year, and it's the same process, the same model that we're giving, but this time more training, CVs, helping them with interview techniques, so it's employability training. Life skills coaching has been hugely popular, and actually believing that you can do it. And then also getting into self-employment. I have to say the self-employment is often little projects or getting themselves started, and work experience and apprenticeships and jobs. So we're now looking at a step change, because for the next 2 years we are going to do Breaking the Cycle 2. It's going to be 2 years of supporting these young women. So that'll be 400 over 2 years. All the young women will have access to the training, and very importantly, will have access to the award-winning peer mentor program. And this is where we get peer mentors, people like Janet who've been through Startup Now for Women, and who can actually come back and show them, give them workshops, give them insight, and give them motivation. 1 in 4 we will still expect to get set up in their small business, or again the apprenticeships or work experience. And we will follow these, and they will get support for a whole year. So each of them will get, which is I think where we get the success. It's a step change for the charity. We are now looking to add to our team and to get a training director. And this will be a post that will have impact on the direct delivery. So we'll be actually involved in getting the training. It's quite something, because these 400 women we're working with are all unemployed and they're all homeless. So they're all actually in hostels. Many of them, their lives have already come into contact with the criminal justice system. And many of them, we found actually a third of our pilot have got mental health issues. So it'll be actually trying to get the right delivery, making sure it's in the hostels. Sometimes we have to go directly. 45 new peer mentors a year we're going to target. So this training director is going to help us get the accreditation, which is for the mentoring preventing accreditation, which we've got. We just have to comply with it. So over the next 2 years, this role will not only help us with direct delivery, reduce our revenue costs, because in a moment in the budget we're using a lot of consultants, But I think the most important way is that we're going to get a track record, which we had with Startup Now for Women, because we've highlighted contractors out there in the Thames Valley who are land securities, building huge Westgate, and they've got some funding. I'm going to hand very quickly to Janet. That's the post that we're looking forward to as the training director.
Hi. Hello, I'm Janet, and I'm a local girl. I live in Islington. I'm a freelance florist. I did go to Holloway Prison, not proud of the fact, but when I came out I decided I would start my own business, which was floristry, and Startup gave me that kickstart. They helped me with equipment, etc., and got me on the self-employment ladder. I now repay Startup for all the help they gave me by helping these young girls by going into hostels, talking to them and actually getting on their level, because they don't get to see women that have actually pulled themselves up and got on and done something. And it is hard for youngsters. I found that in prison myself. Being a lot older, I knew what to source and who to go to. Some of these young girls don't. So Startup, go and chat to these young girls. I go there, do a workshop, and then I sit there and talk to them on the same level. Look, I've been there. I know what it's like. They can help you. If you've got a skill or a talent, there's some jewellery makers there, brilliant at doing it, and Startup help them get their business up and running. You know, you need that little bit of push and help, but to actually talk to someone like me who's been there, and they engage and they listen to me, and I go, they'll help you. Don't be afraid, there's people out there to help you. And I'm very grateful to Startup.
Thank you.
Right, it's time for questions.
Well, that's it.
You do that. Start.
What have you done, first of all?
Stubbed my toe and broke 2 bones.
Oh.
Dear.
And I have to say, when she told me this on Friday, I said, are you sure
I
you
was
can
actually
make
in
it?
hospital Friday.
Oh,
She
dear.
rang me. I went, in UCH, doing my toe.
What kind of businesses do you help women set up?
The range is from this little business, which is actually keeping people from not being on benefits